to the Mission Scanner, another exciting episode where faith meets hope and meets action, where we transform the nations as we possess them for the Lord. My name is Emmanuel Asamoah, and on this episode of Mission Scanner, we get to speak to Pastor Emmanuel Asamoah Gyan, who is currently at Barbados, but of course is the regional missions coordinator for the Caribbean bloc. And he's going to be telling us all about what he's been doing in Barbados and of course what we should be expecting from the Caribbean bloc as well. So stay tuned and enjoy this particular episode. All right, Pastor, you're welcome on the Mission Scanner.
Thank you.
I hope you're good though.
I'm okay, enjoying it.
So we often hear people say once they're being transferred to the mission field, they're wondering what is going to happen over there. What was your reaction when you were called for the mission field?
I was a little skeptical. Can God use me? Because it was a fresh field. Going to start the church afresh was something that I could not just fathom. But God is faithful. He's a covenant-keeping God. That is what I've learned over the last 2 years on the field.
It's been 2 years already.
It's 2 years.
Wow. So let's start from year one. What has been happening in Barbados right from year one?
So from year one, the church was inaugurated officially on August 20th, 2023 by Apostle Ofori Yadom. And we had a few Ghanaians in Barbados. So we decided to start with them. Ghana has been sending nurses to Barbados as a bilateral agreement. So we were able to gather those people and with them started the church.
Okay, let's look at the demographics when it comes to Christianity in Barbados. How is Christianity doing there generally?
Okay, so being a British colony, Barbados has about 76% Christian population. Out of this, let's say 24% are Anglican, and then 19% are Pentecostals. And the rest are divided into small percentages. And we have 21% who don't believe in anything. Like people just walking around. So it's an interesting place to have.
All right. And gospel. For the Church of Pentecost in Barbados, what's the demographics like for us?
So currently we have some indigenes, about 12 of them. We also have some Ghanaian nurses, and we also have some other nationals from the islands that join us to fellowships. So on the average, every Sunday, we have about 60 to 70 people coming to church to worship.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Almost 100, and I'm sure very soon we will get there.
We pray so.
Of course, we definitely will. Now let's look at Vision 2028. I mean, we started all the way from Vision 2023 right into Vision 2028. How has that been playing out for you in Barbados?
The Possessing the Nations agenda I see as very laudable initiative from the church leadership, and so we have been using the models given by our fathers and trying to implement the strategies that we see in the vision. I believe the gospel should be holistic when presented, and that aspect has attracted some people in Barbados.
Oh, really?
Because,
let's talk about that. I'm really interested in that one.
The churches in Barbados don't normally do a lot of these community outreaches, but we took advantage of the initiative. We have a lot of nurses. We do a lot of medical free outreach.
Oh, great.
We also do beach cleanup. We do community cleanup. Barbados is having issues with seaweeds. They call them sargassum, and they sometimes prevent tourists from enjoying the beaches. So as our way of being responsible sons of creation, we take care of the beach, we take care of the community, and that excites a lot of people because it's not common to see a church doing that.
Yes, I mean, but how is sanitation like in Barbados for them to be excited about the simple act of just cleaning up the place?
Sanitation is Barbados is very clean because their main source of income is tourism.
Yes.
But the beach is one issue. When these seaweeds come, sometimes a little help from non-governmental organizations and charities can be of a help. And so that is where we saw the need to contribute our quota as part of possessing the nations.
All right, so we've seen COP do a lot than just preach on the pulpit. We usually step out, just like you mentioned, do outreach when it comes to health. We've also seen you cleaning up the places and all of that. Now, how about schools and then also maybe the hospitals? Because you mentioned that there are a lot of nurses from Ghana in there. How are we utilizing those places?
So we also do school evangelism. In Barbados, there is a government policy that allows inter-school Christian fellowship for every school. So we've taken advantage of some schools and have been to the administration. They've given us permission. So every Thursday, I go to preach to the students. We have also started PENSA in American University of Barbados.
Wow.
And God willing, we'll be starting PENSA in Ross Medical School.
Let's talk about PENSA. We all have PENSA when we're all in school. So how did PENSA start? You have a coordinator over there who is helping you out, or you always go there almost every Thursday?
So you see, whenever God sends people, he gives them helpers.
Exactly.
So he brought me one medical school student from Ukraine as a result of the war. And she started drawing his friends to the church. And so we started PENSA for them, and gradually it's growing. And we also have a lot of Ghanaians who are American Ghanaians who are coming to Barbados for medical school. And they have also shown interest because they belong to the Church of Pentecost.
Wow, wow, you're doing an amazing job over there. Now, with regards to the indigents, I mean, we see that you keep saying that a lot of the Ghanaians who came into Barbados, but how about the indigents? How are we getting the gospel to them?
Okay, so the kind of Christianity we normally subscribe to in Africa has a different tone in the Caribbean. And so we're using the wisdom God has given to us to attract. So far we have about 12 of them that are very committed. They come to church. Some of them are trustees that help us to get our documentation. And one of the things we've done is create a group for them where they can be discipled and also be taught the COP brand so that they can carry the mantle to the next generation, because Barbados has a gap of young people from about 20 to 30 years that have not been to church.
Wow.
Yeah, and that is a huge issue, creating social challenges in the nation. And we believe these people, when discipled, can carry that mantle and touch to their brothers and siblings and friends.
Take me through a typical day where the church in Barbados decides to go out there and evangelize. Take me through a typical day, how it's like, and how the people receive the message.
Yeah, so like on June 28th and 27th, 2025, we went to one of the parishes, St. Andrew. We did a lot of publicity, put mails, like tracts in the mail. We got the attention of the community, and with the permission of their member of parliament and the community leaders, we set up at the playing ground, and we did a medical outreach. We did cinema evangelism. We went into the community, giving them a free BP check, free blood sugar, free eye acuity check, free glasses. And that drew a lot of people to the grounds. And it was interesting to see young men accept Christ as their Lord and Savior. And so we intend to start a home cell there and use that platform to start a church. And we're going to replicate that also in St. Philip, God willing, in September.
Okay. How about discipleship? How is discipleship doing over there? I mean, once you win them into the church.
So I take it upon myself, together with some of the elders, to disciple the members. So I have a new convict class every Monday in the evening. I have an ex-convict, 2 of them that are being discipled. These are men who have told me they are tired of the normal life that they've lived and they want to be committed to Christ. So I take them through a discipleship class every Monday and spend time with them in prayer to make sure we groom them for
I'm taking note of your itineraries. So I know what you do on Thursdays. Now I know what you do on Mondays. That's great. That's great. Wow. So now that we know that, okay, that's discipleship classes happening every Monday, we know that those people will definitely be groomed well and become great members of the church, and then we'll also go out to bring more members into the church. Now, when it comes to Vision 2028, we, of course, right from Vision 2023 into Vision, you know, missions to persons with disabilities, home and urban missions, and all of that. Is that being done at Barbados as well?
Yes, we're working gradually on that. This September, that is next month, we launching home and urban missions.
Oh,
yes,
great.
so we have an elder who grew up in Ghana in the church, who was into home and urban missions.
Oh.
And so he has a lot of ideas, because there are a lot of homeless men and women in Barbados that need help. We're partnering with the Catholic Church called Streams of Living Community to feed the homeless who come into the Independence Square almost every day. So that is something that we'll start to see. And then we'll move on to ministering to persons with disability.
Great. That's
And
good
also, God willing, in October, we're starting prisons ministry.
Wow. I like that. I'm sure Trevor will be happy about this.
During one of the initiatives called the Nehemiah Impact Project, we made a donations to the prisons, and they gave us the green light to come there and minister to them. So we're putting our team together, preparing ourselves, and God willing, in October, we'll launch prisons ministry.
That's great, because we are not leaving anyone behind.
No stone unturned.
No stone unturned. So good to know that you're going to get into those places as well. How about the City Church concept?
Well, with City Church concept, we were a few months ago, I think that is in December, we were in Christchurch. That was where the church was located. So we moved to the city, which is Bridgetown, and it's been exciting because transporting people to the city is very easy. We have bars, so people are able to come to church. And we are implementing some of the strategies that our fathers have taught us with the City Concept Church. 2 hour service, we're done. And so some of the nurses, they'll close from work, knowing that we'll be closing in 2 hours.
2 hours.
You can come, enjoy service, and then go and rest. And they're bringing a lot of their Bajan friends and attracting other nationals on the island.
We thank God for that. Well, RMC, Regional Missions Coordinator. How is that going to be like for you?
I believe the Lord himself will do it.
No, first of all, let me get your reaction when you heard the white paper being read and you're being told you're going to be the Regional Missions Coordinator for the Caribbean bloc.
Well, I was a little surprised because the Caribbean is... So with my assignment, I have 22 countries, which are very important to reach out to with the COP brand. And so we're planning and strategizing how best to help our brothers on the mission field, because the understanding of our Caribbean brothers and sisters is a little different from how sometimes in Africa, the kind of energy and seriousness we attach to Christianity, they want to do it in a relaxed way, but also in a God-glorifying way. And so how to strategize to attract the indigents is something that is very important.
I know it's just been 2 years and you doing all of these remarkable things, and then very soon you're going to be going to the Caribbean bloc, and that will be 22 nations, right? So I can understand why you were surprised at the end of the day, because it's just 2 years. But with God in charge, I know that you do an amazing job. Can we look at some of the challenges that you faced so far on the mission field as a missionary?
Okay, so one of the challenges is documentation. Getting documents as a minister in the Caribbean, it's not easy. It's just by grace. I'm out as a result of some of these community outreaches we do. I came across a soul, a convert, that knew the director of immigration. And so she got me connected I also got into contact with one of the magistrates on the island through these community outreaches.
Yeah.
So she also got me connected. I have come to understand that God's method is man. And so we want to pray that God will connect all the missionaries on the Caribbean and in the various places to men of influence, godly people that can help document with documentation. I know some ministers are back and forth as a result of some of these documentation issues. And I know God will make a way just as he made a way for me. Another issue is registration.
So before we go to the other issue, so you're done with all issues when it comes to documentation now?
Yes, our church is officially registered with the Corporate Affairs of Barbados.
Great.
I have my working permit as a minister. We have our tax identification number. And one of the things we're praying for is a tax exempt number.
Amen.
So that we can,
get that in
we can
Jesus'
do a
name.
lot. I pray that for my other Caribbean brothers also. So church registration is another challenge because the concept of church in the Caribbean is a little different. Some of them have a British model of government, and that does not open up easily for churches. You have to affiliate with another church, which sometimes is not the best. Another challenge sometimes is...
So how are you dealing with that currently, affiliating with other church? Because I heard you earlier on mention the Roman
Anglican Church.
Anglican Church.
Yeah.
So how are you dealing with that?
Yeah, for instance, with Barbados, when we came, the Corporate Affairs was asking us to partner with another Pentecostal church. But our regional missions director has made us know that that has not helped over the years. So we trusted God, prayed for grace to have favor to register our church by ourselves. I know, for instance, for British Virgin Islands and a place like Bermuda, we have that challenge, having us registration all by ourselves. They want us to partner with other Pentecostal church, and what can happen in the long run is that they'll tell you, hey, this church belongs to us, and want to avoid that. We want to start from the scratch, just like we started in Barbados, and build up. Yeah.
Great. All right, you're moving to another challenge.
So that is language. You see, language and culture is it's a barrier somehow, but we know Jesus breaks all cultures and barriers, so we trust God. For instance, in Barbados, they speak Bajan. It's like a form of Creole English, and sometimes you can't hear what they're saying.
Whoa.
You'll be surprised. When they speak in Bajan, the real Bajan, you will not be able to hear.
Wow.
And so with the other islands also.
That will make preaching very difficult to the indigenes then.
Absolutely.
So how are you coping with that?
You need to adapt and adjust.
Can you speak the language?
I tried. Officially, the language is English, so they understand us. But it's like you being in Ghana and speaking Twi.
So we can speak
even the
English.
Twi variations, some people don't understand.
So of course they understand when you speak the English and then you preach to them. However, if they want to reply, that's where the challenge is.
I remember a scenario.
Share with me,
a convert
please.
Came to church, was speaking this Bajan, and I couldn't hear anything. I was yearning to understand what he's saying and respond, but it wasn't just coming through.
Oh, so meaning the English is difficult for them to speak?
They speak English, but with their accent.
Okay.
And there some of the pronunciations are different from but they speak in English.
Oh.
So you can imagine.
You've got a translator to help you out?
I don't need a translator, but I need to adapt and try to learn the way they speak. And so we're doing that gradually by God's grace.
With the grace of God,
Absolutely.
I'm sure that very soon you'll be able to overcome them. But you even live in there very soon, so.
Yeah.
All right, any other challenge? I like the way you're finding solutions to them as time goes on.
Yeah, I have come to also understand that what helps greatly on the mission field is reminding the Lord of his covenant. So when I go to pray, I tell the Lord, remember your covenant. You said before the coming of Christ, this gospel will go to many nations, and you said you will use this church.
Yes.
So remember your covenant. And so that has been my prayer focus, and I think that is what we should focus on, because God is a covenant-keeping God,
Yes.
and He will fulfill His word.
Okay, I like that you're taking me in here. Now, you see, this particular year, in fact, the years before, but this particular year, we've been doing a lot of global fasting and prayers. How are you adapting to that with your members over there?
Yeah, that is interesting. For most people in the Caribbean and in the Southern America, fasting it's an issue. Yeah, they love their food, and food I know is good.
Yeah.
So we do it gradually. So we divide the fasting into various hours: 6 to 12, 6 to 3, and 6 to
6.
And we teach on the benefits of fasting, how
Great.
it can help you. And so gradually we've got a lot of Caribbean brothers participating in this fasting.
Meaning they are new to fasting.
No, they are not new to fasting, but it's a difficult thing, and you will agree with me, you know.
Well, I guess some of us are used to it.
Absolutely.
So they will definitely get there
Absolutely.
as well. They'll definitely get there.
Yeah.
Anyway, any other challenges you're facing over there, we'd like to know.
So one challenge that Barbados we have is on Sundays, the transportation is like low,
Why is that?
because they are taking care of a lot of tourists and business
Okay.
from Monday to Saturday. So Sunday is like the system
It's
comes to a
resting.
halt.
Okay.
Everybody's resting.
Yes.
And some restaurants also work on Sundays, and then on Monday they close. So somebody wants to come to church from one parish to the city, they have to wait for 2 hours. If you miss the bus, you can't get to church. I have several members who Sunday want to come to church but cannot have a means of transportation. So we're trusting God for a means of transportation.
Okay.
Yeah, if we can get a...
But currently, what are you doing to solve that?
Currently, we've rented a bus
Okay.
that goes around to pick some of our members,
Great.
particularly the students,
Yeah.
and then they come to church. And I see a lot of sacrifice from our church members. Sometimes way into the service, an hour into the service, you still have people coming to church.
Wow.
And
It's all
I'm
because-
excited when I see them. It motivates me to do more, looking at their sacrifice. And so we're trusting God for a means of transportation. Also, our media system. You know, in the Caribbean, music is
Yes.
very important.
Yes.
That is what attracts them to church.
True.
A little entertainment in church in the Caribbean helps people to come to church.
Okay.
So if you're a minister, you need to have that in mind. It's part of their culture. So trusting God for equipment to help so that our brothers can enjoy their culture and also enjoy Jesus.
Exactly. But you've got some instruments for now.
We've got some more though.
What do you have now? You've got a keyboardist.
A keyboardist
Yeah.
is very expensive to come by.
Okay.
Because they go around playing for bands, and so you not get them. So occasionally we get people, you have to appreciate them for them to stay. Because without that, a lot of Caribbeans will not come to church. They want to enjoy good music, their kind of music.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you have some of the indigenes in there who sing, who do your praises and worship and all of that. Or you do that yourself? As
we
Ghanaians?
learn from their kind of music.
Okay.
I have like a music director who learns their song and then sing together with the choir. And anytime you sing their kind of song, they love it. They will dance around.
I'll definitely love to see one of them singing.
You will
and
definitely have a copy.
We definitely will have that in this particular video. All right, it's been amazing talking to you, but there's one more thing I just wanted us to touch about before I let you go, which is, of course, still on Barbados. I know it's been 2 years once again, but the achievements you've had so far within those 2 years, I would say once again, are remarkable, and we bless God for that. However, now that you're going to be the regional missions coordinator for the Caribbean bloc, are you leaving them behind, or what are you going to be doing?
Well, because I have some Ghanaian population, the nurses, I have about 3 elders. One has been called to ministry, going to Bermuda. I have about 6 or 7 deaconesses.
Okay.
And then I have a deacon I'm training leaders. We have other denominations that have joined us because of how we present ourselves as a church that welcomes everybody. And our place of worship is called Kingdom Minded Worship Center.
Kingdom Minded Worship Center. I love
so
that.
we throw our Ghanaian mindset, Caribbean mindset, denomination mindset away and come to be kingdom minded. So we've got a lot of young men that are being trained to help anytime I'm not around.
Okay.
And for the Caribbean, one of the initiatives that I intend to bring up is called the COP CARICOM.
Okay.
Yeah, COP.
What is that all about?
It's Church of Pentecost community in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Where we would be able to support each other with prayer, with initiatives, and be traveling to the various parts of the islands among ourselves to help our brothers who need some support. I am privileged to have a lot of Ghanaian nurses, and one of the things that I intend to do is when there is this Nehemiah Impact Project in any of the islands, I'll motivate my nurses to go and support my brothers who don't have it. Yeah, that way they can do some of these medical outreaches. A country like St. Lucia is doing medical outreach almost every weekend.
Wow.
And that is highly commendable.
Yes.
Yeah, other islands don't have these resources, so I want to use that. And my nurses want to travel. The nurses we have in Barbados, so to look at the island. So we want to motivate them and support them to go to the various islands to do these community services to promote the COP brand.
All right. With God in charge, I know all of this will definitely happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Let me have your final words before I let you go.
So I want to say to my brothers in the Caribbean that God is faithful, and He who has called you to the mission field is a covenant-keeping God. You need to only remind Him of His covenant and keep on trusting Him. For the International Missions Directorate, we want to request that you keep on praying for us regarding documentation, church registration, and sometimes a support with transportation will be helpful. We also see some of our brothers in the United States visiting us occasionally to see the island and coming to church on Sunday to motivate us. And I think that is a remarkable idea. We are trusting that this will continue because it's sometimes very lonely on the mission field, and seeing a brother come from the States or any part of the world to visit is a joy and a source of motivation. We want to thank you for all your support. We know we are possessing the nations and will continue to be agents of transformation to the glory of the King. Thank you for having me. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Emmanuel Asamoah Gyan. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, if you watched today's episode of Missions Corner, then I'm sure that you've learned a lot and you're ready to help and pray. Remember that at least once every week, try to make a phone call to a missionary and just check up on them. And anytime it is time for us to dine with the Lord and we are ready to support missions, also remember to be a friend of mission. My name is Emmanuel Asamoah Gyan, and this has been the Missions Corner. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.